It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Empowerment Hour Global Call. I can assure you it's not going to last an hour tonight, but we are so excited to be with you. I am Greg, and this is Dana Wilder. We are calling in and joining you from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Actually, we live just a little south of Nashville, Tennessee, in a nice little town called Brentwood, Tennessee. But we are so excited to be here. We're honored that we've been asked to lead this call tonight. And we just want to share a few things with you tonight that hopefully can help you grow your business. Just as a way of introduction, again, I am Greg, and I've been in healthcare sales for 40 years. It's even hard to think about that at this point, but 40 plus years I've been in healthcare sales and leadership and hiring a lot of teams and connecting with a lot of teams and training a lot of teams. And just feel very blessed. I've been with some great organizations. I've been able to call on a lot of great healthcare systems across the country, meeting with a lot of great CEOs and CFOs and other leaders within the provider world. So just feel very blessed to have that career. On a personal basis, our faith is important to us, so we're very involved in church work. Also, I love to play golf. It's a big part of my life, has been for a long time. A big part of our family's life for a long time. So I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a little bit, but just excited to be here. This is my beautiful bride of 39 years sitting beside me. So I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Dana Wilder, and I am a hairdresser of 40 years. I love to stay active. I love to be healthy. I love to run, do yoga. I love to walk. I love to be proactive about my health. We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 grandkids, and I have to stay active to chase around 5 grandkids.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I'm sure there's a lot of people on tonight that understand that, or even with your own kids. So just quickly, our story of how we ended up here and how we're here tonight. Literally about a year ago now, I think we're close to our 1-year anniversary. Dana, being a hairdresser, as she mentioned, it's a physical job. It's also a job, like I'm guessing several people on this call have, that if she doesn't work, she doesn't get paid. In her 40-year career, you've never had a paid vacation. So we were trying to figure out a way to get her to transition from this 40-year career of standing on your feet, although she loves it, into something else. We've always depended on her income, and she loves to work. So it was just natural that we try to find something else. We have dabbled, I think is a good word to use, in network marketing, just very little. We joined a couple companies more as customers in the past. Never really went all in to try to work it. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I always believed in the industry, and being in sales and being a sales leadership, I understand the leverage and the power of having a team out there working. And so I've always believed in the industry, although we've never really done it and certainly hadn't been successful in it. So we were looking at that, and Dana being really into wellness and fitness and all that, it just made sense that we were looking for something in the wellness space. And so someone that she knew from another platform had been promoting Three. So that's how we even heard about Three. And then we have some friends, some of our country music friends were going to a different platform. And because they're close friends, she was looking at that as well. I wasn't spending a whole lot of time really giving it any time. I was just like, I support you in whatever you do. Just make sure it's a good decision and just jump in and go, go do something. Well, I was one of 8 executives within our healthcare company, and 6 had been let go in the prior 3 weeks. I was assured I was not going to be the 7th, but on a Friday afternoon at 4 p.m., I got the call from HR. And if you've been there, you're probably smiling with me. That's never a good thing on a Friday afternoon. I was supposed to be on a flight at 6 o'clock a.m. Monday morning, so I knew it wasn't a good thing. Anyway, I did. I got fired. I was the 7th. The 8th did survive, but I was the 7th. Private equity took over, and they just it's just one of those stories. I'm just going to smile through it, but even though it's been a year. But anyway, so I came home. I told Dana, I walked in, I told Dana, I said, well, I got good news and I got bad news. And she goes, well, what's the bad news? I said, well, I got fired today. She said, oh my goodness, what could be the good news? I said, well, the good news is I'm going to help you figure out which one of these companies we're going to go with. So literally we sat down that Friday night and over the weekend, and we dug into, where we wanted to invest our time, our efforts. We did not know anybody here at Three. We were not bringing a lot of experience. We just felt like this seemed to be the best opportunity. I've put a lot of compensation plans together, being a sales guy in the healthcare industry for as many years as I've had. So I looked at this comp plan and I thought, I obviously didn't know Kim Wee at the time, but I knew somebody that had walked in our shoes, had put this together because it was simple yet brilliant. And I thought, wow, a binary comp plan. I'd not even seen one of those. But I studied that pretty hard. Dana studied the products, and I remember us looking at each other going, hey, if these products are half as good as what we're reading and what we're hearing on a couple videos and what we see through the literature, then this could be a home run for us. So against the wishes of some of our other friends, we came to Three. We felt like it was God led the whole time. The whole time we've been here, we feel like this is where God put us. And so we're a year into it and just absolutely loving it. So when we got asked to lead this call tonight, the first thing that popped to my mind was, well, we don't have a whole lot of experience. And I travel, I did. I had to find another job and I did. But, I'm back to the grind of that. And I shouldn't say it that way because I'm very blessed. It's a great organization and they pay me well. So it's all good. But, it's a lot of travel and just a lot of commitment. I know so many of you are in that same place. So I thought, we don't have experience. We don't have a whole lot of time, but we are working this business. So I entitled our call tonight, No Experience, No Time, No Problem. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're just going to talk about some of the business principles that we are using for our business. And I'm hoping that we can resonate with a lot of you that, came here without the experience. You're working full time, you got kids, you got life going on. How do you work this business and how do you make it successful? So we're just going to share some of some what I call business principles that are helping us work this business. And the first thing, and I think this is where you have to start, and it's make the stinking list. Now, you probably were told that when you were being recruited, and I use recruiting loosely, but you were probably told that, you certainly were told that if you signed up and joined by your sponsor to make your list. I call it stinking list because most of us, even though it's what I've done for 40 years, we still don't really like making the list. But that's really where you have to start, because at the end of the day, whether we want to believe this or not, this business is about people and volume. You got to have people and you got to have volume to be financially successful here. And so you need to make that list. I like to break my list, and that list can be, it can be 10, but it really realistically needs to be 100. I mean, you got to go to your Rolodex, you got to go to your phone, you got to go to an old phone book if you have that, which I know none of us do. But you just have to be creative to come up with names. Think of your doctors, your people you work out with. Try to get outside of your warm comfort zone. Just start putting down names of people, that would create this list for you. And I like to, again, take it just a step further and break it down into categories. It just kind of helps me. It's what I've always done. And this is not to say that we prejudge anyone. Dana will talk a little bit about that in a minute, but it does help me. And what I mean by that is so just like this morning, I looked at my calendar of my calls and meetings and everything, and I knew I had a couple gaps in the day that I was going to spend on 3. And so I looked at my list, and one of my categories that I have on my list is literally people I think that kind of think like me. They think more on the business side than they do on the product side. And so I had 10 names right there in that category list of people that I was going to try to reach out to today. And so it helps me break it down into smaller groups. And again, we're not prejudging anyone, because a couple of the people that I talked to really were more interested in the product. So you got to be prepared to talk both product and business every time. But sometimes it does help, because it gave me the mindset and it gave me the quick 10 names of people that I could use. So try to be creative with that. Always build the list. If you've been here for 2 years, continue to revamp your list, keep adding to it. That you will have to recruit for a long time. And if you're like us that came here without a lot of people that are in the business that we can reach out to, it's important for us to make a list. Dana does a really good job of working her list. So this is where we start. So business principle 1 tonight is just make sure you're making that list.
The next one is attitude. We all need a good attitude. You hire for attitude and train for skills. Nothing is impossible. You see, the word itself says I'm possible. People with great attitudes are cheerful, they're optimistic, and they're very driven. I look in the mirror every morning and say, have a good attitude, because people don't want to be around negative people. Just have a good attitude, cast your vision. They say where your focus goes, your energy flows. So I try to have little post-it notes on my mirror to read those and just have a good attitude. And if you don't have a good attitude that day, just fake it. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, we let her do attitude because she's never been fired. I have. So sometimes I have a challenge with that little attitude. But so business principle number 3 tonight would be have a story. We talk a lot of times about your why. Why are you here? And you need that. But when I talk about have a story, I'm talking about have a story both for your product use and what that's done for you, and then why you're doing this on the business side. You heard my business story. This is why I'm doing it. I don't want to be called in and be fired again and be scrambling, the next day of, hey, where am I going to, to get my W-2 check? I don't want that to happen again. So that's what motivated me. And there's, again, a lot more to that story. You probably have a story like that. Real quickly, my product story is that, so when we decided to do this, I mentioned that I played golf. I would take up to, most days when I play golf, it's not like I play all the time, but I do play some. I would take about 12, which I think was the limit that I was supposed to take in a 24-hour period. I would take 12 on the day that I played golf. Days I didn't play, I was still taking 4, 6, maybe even 8, just because of the joint pain and all of that. So when we started, I had researched the Revive, and I'm committed to try and revive for the first month when we joined the business and not taking an Advil, well, within 2 weeks, I could feel my body changing. And I am proud to say that I have not had an Advil in a year. And that's my story. I share that story with golfers all the time, but that's my story. Dana has a great little story too as to what these products have done for us, if you want to share that.
So I have allergies very bad, which turns into hives. And I had been with another company and taken their products for about 8 years, still nothing. So I started with Immune. And I can honestly say, after 15 years since last September, I have only been on Immune and nothing else.
Yeah. So for us, when she has someone sitting in her chair, she's just reaching out to somebody, she can tell that story. And that's what resonates with people. When I'm playing golf with someone, I can talk to them and they're taking Advil. I mean, most of my buddies are still taking Advil. I can talk to them about Revive and collagen that I also take. And I have several buddies on that combination that I play golf with. So it goes back to just having that story. I'm convinced these products can work for you in some way, some fashion. Our team talks about how these products are changing lives all the time. We're hearing great stories daily about what these products are doing, and I know they can do it. And I'm hoping they've done that for you, but that is how you talk to people. This is not a go try to sell something kind of business. This is sharing your story because people need to know that. They don't want to see a PowerPoint with a product up there with a bunch of ingredients in it. They want to know what that product's doing for you. So have that story, be prepared, create that story, be able to tell your story when you share and be confident when you're talking about it.
And I say always don't sell. People say, I'm not a good salesperson. Well, good, because you need to educate them, be an expert, be a consultant. I always say lead with your heart. Whatever's in your heart, just spill it out. As Greg says, tell your story, help people win. And timing is everything. Timing is the greatest gift of anyone can have. It's not what you tell them, it's how you connect with them. And this is literally a gift. And I feel like if we do not share this gift with someone, we are not doing them a favor, because this could change not only their health, but their wealth also. I always say a gift leads to hope and possibility to people.
Yeah, so true. I mean, I hear it all the time. I think it's because I'm a sales guy. Everybody just thinks all that comes natural to me, and I hear it all the time. And I know you have too. I'm not a salesperson, and the first response is, "Good. This is not what this is." You are sharing a gift for someone, and tell your story and just educate them on the products, on the opportunity. And that's the best way to have someone join your team, is just, again, just sharing. Another principle that I want to talk about is to trust the process. And we have a great leader on our team. I don't mind calling her out tonight, Jessica Johnson. We talk about, just her and I talk about, because I do this in my corporate world as well, about casting a vision. Now, again, we have not had success, in network marketing. We're a year into this and we're seeing good things and we're growing and
It's
we're building.
coming. It's coming.
It's coming here, but it's still great for someone to cast that vision for someone that's been down that road, that's been in our seat, that's being successful. And for her particularly, she's doing it a second time. So it's awesome. So I have to remember to trust the process. And I'm asking you to trust the process that you're in. I had a buddy call me a few months ago now, and he had been in a car accident. It wasn't serious, but he got banged up pretty good. It was going to require a minor surgery and a lot of rehab. And I remember him calling me and saying, hey, the person at fault's attorney called his attorney and they had offered a settlement. And he talked to his attorney about it. And he called me and he's telling me about that. And he didn't tell me the number, but he told me the conversation. I said, well, what'd your attorney say? And he said, my attorney said, do not accept it, that I got to trust the process. And so fast forward 4 months, he calls me back. We had talked a couple times, but not about that. He calls me back and he says, I just got a settlement offer of 4X what that initial offer was. And I said, that is unbelievable. I said, and didn't your attorney tell you to hang in there? And he goes, yeah, remember, she used the word trust the process. And I go, I love that. So I wrote that down. So now I'm putting that in all my presentations, even my corporate life. It's like, you got to trust the process, because if you don't, if you doubt where you are, if you doubt where you're going to get to, then it's just going to create issues for you. And you just got to remember that, and hopefully someone's helping you with this, catching that vision of what your life's going to be another year from now as you continue to work in 3. So just hang in there. Don't give up. Never give up. Trust the process. It's going to come through.
I say another good thing is don't prejudge. We're all guilty of that. Don't assume anything, especially if they will or if they won't join you. It could be a dentist. We have a dentist on the team that, someone was scared to go up to her. Well, they finally did it. And look, she's very successful in the business now. You could have somebody digging ditches, or your mailman, whatever. Just do not prejudge. They say $300 to $500 extra a month can get somebody out of bankruptcy. So I just say, do not prejudge anyone. Listen to people. As I try with somebody in my chair every day, I just try to listen to them. I want them to tell me their story. I want them to tell me how their health is going. And then I can start, putting our products and our business into that conversation. Because it's not what it's how you listen, and people like to hear themselves talk. So it's all about them. So just be good listeners.
Yeah, so important. Just do not ever prejudge. You'll be really disappointed if you think somebody's going to be a killer recruit for you. You're going to be disappointed, and then there's going to be somebody you could possibly miss that could be a superstar. So well said there. The next principle is to invest in yourself. Now, coming from the corporate world, and I know a lot of you out there are similar to me. I mean, we're basically kind of forced to invest in ourselves. There's a lot of stuff as far as training and conferences and things like that. But here at 3, when you sign up and you join, you are now an entrepreneur. You are now the CEO of your own company. And so you have to invest in yourself. So I want Dana to talk a little bit about that, because she does such a good job with some of the tools and things that she's doing to make herself better and understanding this business and our products better.
So every morning I'll pick a word and stick to that word, whether it's hope, faith, and just throughout the day, just keep that in the back of my head, because I try to look at somebody and say, you never know what they're going through. Like you said, don't prejudge anybody. But I try to read something daily. 3 has Zooms almost every single night. If you can't get on there live, you can listen to the pre-recordings. Our team, Jessica, does a call Monday through Friday every single morning. I'm on there every single morning. If I miss a day or 2, I go back and listen to the recordings, because it is so important to stay plugged in and be consistent. You just have to do something every day, even if it's 10 minutes, even 30 minutes. As your business grows, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 hours a day, but just be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's another one of the most important things we can do is just, investing in ourselves, trying to be better, learn this business. Again, this is yours. You own it. Your success depends on you. And so be the best you can be. It's just really that simple. And then one of the last principle that we're going to talk about tonight is, and I think this is just important to remember, is that you just have to be you. There are so many talented people on our team alone, in my upline and our team. I could name off name after name of people that have done presentations. They can do deep dives on the product. They can walk you through the comp plan. So much talent. But when I'm trying to talk to someone, I can't be one of them. I have to be myself. It's just so important for you to be who you are and be the best at that you could possibly be. You have to be authentic. I think in this business, especially in network marketing, you know what the connotations out there are with this industry. It's an illegal pyramid. We hear that. I don't hear it near as much as I used to hear it back in the day, but you still do hear that. We heard it a couple times last week, actually. But you just have to be the best you can be. You have to be authentic. And when you're telling your story and you're being authentic about it, it's just being you. And that is the best communication you can have with anybody. They can see that, they can read you, they can feel that. And that's what transposes from you to them. I mean, that's what happens. People can see themselves in your shoes. They can see themselves getting better with the product. They can see themselves having a business that's growing, and they can certainly see you being excited. So just be you and be authentic. I'm going to close tonight with just a couple other little notes here. And one is that you've heard of the great artist Van Gogh. He was such a great painter. But he said that it takes a lot of small strokes to paint a masterpiece. At 3 International, it's going to take a lot of small things to get you to where you want to be. But you're going to get that masterpiece. So I'm going to encourage you to stay in there, keep doing those small strokes. I'm hoping you can take some of these little business principles that we talked about tonight to help you grow your business. And then I'm just going to close with this. I feel like I have to either start here or end here every time that I talk, but Moses led the Israelites out of the bondage of Egypt, and they got out into the wilderness. And Moses passes away, so Joshua takes over from Moses. But Joshua, he lacked some confidence and he lacked some vision. And so God has to remind him in Joshua 1:9 that, Joshua, I've commanded you to be strong and be courageous. And sometimes we have to be reminded of that. I want you to carry that thought to be strong and be courageous in your spiritual life. And I certainly want you to carry that tonight, in your 3 life, to be strong, be courageous, be out there talking and sharing this great message. This is truly a gift. What Dr. Dan and this organization has put together with these products, it's a gift for people. They need to hear it, and they're relying on you to get the message out there. So again, hope we shared some things tonight that might be beneficial for you. Again, Greg and Dana Wilder here in Nashville, Tennessee, we love you. God loves you. Daniel Pickoo loves you. So have a great rest of your evening or your day, and we look forward to seeing you sometime soon in the near future.